The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the March 14th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Would love to hear from you at 877-927-6648. Now, if you've got a question but you can't call in, we've got you covered. Go ahead and send me an email. Send that off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A sea of red when we take a look at the U.S. indices out there. You've got the Dow down 68, S&P's off 12, NASDAQ's down 12, Russell's off 32, Semi's 56, Tranny's 280, and you've got gold off 16 bucks, silver down 6 pennies, light sweet crude is up $1.50, natural gas up 3 cents, 30-year Treasury down nearly about 1.5, trading out at 118.27. Our leader in the clubhouse to the upside, Dick's Sporting Goods, $24 move, 13%. Mercado Libre, $24 move, nearly 2%. Can't pronounce that next one, so we'll go on to Microsoft. 11.22. KLA Corp is up about 10 bucks. To the downside, it's MicroStrategy, $73 move. That is a 4% hit, nearly 4% for Supermicro to the downside at 44 bucks. Fair Isaac Corp down 29 bucks, 2%. Nvidia's off about 3% or 27 bucks. BlackRock down 17. That's a 2% move there. We got movers and we've got shakers. But let's begin our day by taking a look at let's take a look at the equity future contracts out here. If you give me a moment, we'll go ahead and change panels. We're going to go over to Stevie's white background screens. We're going to take a look at both the daily and the weekly time frames. Now, one of the changes I did make to the system since we were last, I made this yesterday, but we didn't take a look at these charts here. But the day before, we were taking a look at the continuous contracts for the weekly time frames. I don't have enough data really in the June and the Dow and the NQ or the Russell in order to be able to get that oscillator and change line. So I've eliminated that from that bottom panel for those three out there. But it does also reveal, though, are the new profile levels. So let's take a look at the ES Mini. The ES Mini does not have a topping pattern. It needs a bearish reversal candle in order to confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price right now is below its oscillator and change line, so it's lost a little bit of its momentum, but it still remains above the top of its daily profile. So its overall signal, it's bullish. Period. Bullish, but a little bit tired. If price were to close above that 50 oscillator and change line, probably about 52.45, we get back to its all-time highs. We make it more than that. If we take a look at the NQ, same thing. We've seen a sideways move for about 2 weeks now out here. Price still finding support at the top of that daily profile, so we know that is a key area, and that's at 18,224. We also know that oscillator and change line is acted as resistance. And now let's go down to the weekly time frame chart. Let's go over to the ES Mini. The ES Mini has a TD9 count top. If price tomorrow were to close above that high is 52.57 and a quarter, it would negate that signal and tell us about a strong upward momentum move. In the case of the NQ, last week confirmed that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and it closed above 18,690. I'm sorry, a TD9 count top. If price were to close above 18,691 and a quarter, that pattern would get negated. Now the NQ has generated a new bullish structured weekly profile. This is this profile has formed above the prior profile, that is a bullish signal, at least from a profile standpoint. Where is support? Support on the NQ on any break of 18,224. That's the top of that daily profile. Should find support between 17,945 and 18,070. I really wanted to be able to share that with you because you need to know these profile areas. If we take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, no top here. Price finding support like the NQ at the top of its daily profile. That number's at 39,314. If we take a look at the Dow, it had formed a TD9 count top about 4 weeks ago. That's the actual high of the pattern. It's also formed a new profile, a close above the high of the pattern, and that would be at the 39,767, though. This is as of tomorrow's close, would negate that signal. In the case of the Dow, it has support between 38,722. Well, 38,722 is support, and resistance up at 39,767. Let's move over to the Russell 2000. The Russell has a TD9 count top. The Russell could confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Do you need two tops? You do not. What is price doing? It still is above the top of its daily profile, but it's got a top. So its signal is neutral. It's not bullish like the Dow, like the NQ, and like the ES Mini are, but the Russell 2000 still above the top of that profile. Its real key level of support here, you can see it because that TD9 count pattern is going to be a 2034. If you see a Russell 2000 close below that, well, what that might just mean is that price is going to get back to the bottom of its new daily profile. The bottom of that new profile is at 2027.60. If price were to close below that on a weekly basis, then we've got some other problems in River City. So that's what's going on. We take a look at the equity future contracts. Now, the NQ is the one that's been a little stinker, as well as Russell this morning. Let's get over to the intraday charts. Does Stevie have them? Yeah, here we are. And let's go see what's going on there. If we take a look at the NQ charts, the first thing that pops up on Stevie's eye is on the 30 and the 15-minute time frame. Both of those have confirmed TD9 count bottoms. Let's take a look at the 30-minute time. Well, let's take a look at the 15-minute. Right now, the 15-minute time frame chart is dealing with resistance. That's that red oscillator and change line. That's where we're printing right now at 18,329. If price is able to close above that, the real key area here on a 15-minute time frame to assist us with whether or not this is just a little bit of a counter trend move would be price would need to close above 18,359. 18,359 is the center of its bullish structured 15-minute profile. If it can close above that, then that suggests that we rally further. Now let's move on to the 30-minute time frame chart. Its level of resistance is at 18,347. Or thereabouts. That number is going to change up and down as price moves up and down. Why don't you just use 18,348, 18,349? If you see a close above that, we're inside a profile right now, and that profile is somewhat, that's bullish in structure. Whoa, whoa. It is very bullish in structure. Let me open this thing up here. Okay. So what do we know about the 30-minute time frame chart? It's got a TD9 count bottom. And it's quite a wide profile, but it is a bullish structured profile. The support level here is 18,224. The center is at the 18,290 level. So if price is able to take out this red oscillator and change line, take it out, I mean close above it, again right around the 18,348, 9 level out there, that's going to tell us that price should get back to the top of that profile, 18,420.50. It also happens to be the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. So that would be your key area of resistance. So that's what's going on. We take a look at the NQ out there. We come back from this break. We're going to go out to Ray in Sarasota. We're going to take a look at HRTX. Then we're going to go to Garo in Newport Beach and take a look at Triple C. And then we're going to go to Brent in Martinez, California and take a look at Tesla. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of Basil's educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Attention all opening call subscribers. Next Tuesday, March 19th, Basil Chapman will be hosting a live 90-minute webinar for all subscribers. From 4 to 5:30 p.m., Basil will take subscribers through an educative journey, giving insight into how he will approach this volatile market. Basil Chapman's opening call newsletter has a 30-day money-back guarantee for all first-time subscribers, and all subscribers get access to his trove of webinar archives, so you have nothing to lose. Go to the newsletters tab of TFNN.com and sign up today. We'll see you March 19th. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to another beautiful part of Florida, and that's Sarasota. Ray, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding on. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Steve. My call today is to get your opinion on Heron Therapeutics. I bought it on Tuesday before earnings. I got it around 2:35. I sold it today at 3:16, and I'm trying to figure out where to get back in. Where do you see support on a pullback? I've traded it several times this year, and it's working for me.
Okay, so great trade. You had a nice day yesterday for sure. So on the daily time frame, and you had some big volume yesterday. So this had volume of 17 million shares. That's the biggest volume day we've seen in several weeks out there. I don't have any kind of a topping pattern on the daily time frame. You asked where is support. Support would be down at about $2.74. 274 is the top of its daily profile out there. If price were to close below that, then the support zone or the buy zone would be between 248 and 257. The question is price likely to get down there based upon yesterday's move? Now, on a daily time frame, I don't have any kind of a pattern. I don't have any kind of A to B equals CD. The retracements have been too shallow. What I mean by too shallow, well less than a 0.382 retracement. So I won't draw an A to B equals CD pattern to give you some type of price projection. In fact, if you look at the weekly time frame chart and you see that, you can see there is no A to B equals CD pattern there. But if there is on the weekly time frame chart, Ray, and this is something you just want to pay attention to, is this is going to become bar number 9 of a TD9 count. That says on a weekly basis, you could see at least a short-term top between this week and next week out there. And if that's the case, then we should see a pullback, at least on the daily time frame, that at least gets us back to 274. So you'd probably want to watch volume, maybe intraday patterns, things of that sort. Now, I do have an intraday 30-minute TD9 count top right now. So maybe that top is going to start moving. Maybe we're going to start seeing a pullback out there. The way you'd know that is first you'd see it close below $2.92. So we have a TD9 count top on the 30-minute time frame. Support is 292, or that is a level of support. Its next level of support below that would be about 259. So now if I take a look at the daily time frame, we had 259, and 259 would get us back into that buy zone on that daily time frame out there. So I'd watch the 30-minute chart. That may give you some signals out there. And again, that first level to watch, Ray, is 292. Any questions about the data that I provided to you, or is there some additional information I can give you?
No, that's great input on your part. And I was kind of eyeing the 270 range.
Oh, perfect.
So,
okay, perfect. So you got the weekly chart that's trying to form a top, and you have the monthly chart that's sitting pretty much at resistance, which is the top of its profile. So I do believe you're going to get a chance for this to pull back and for you to get back into it and trade it. Alrighty?
Yeah. And today did not exceed yesterday's price.
It did not.
When it opened, it pulled back down to around $3, and then it moved up, and I decided it was time to get out. But thank you so much for your input.
You bet. Watch 292. You're welcome. That was Ray in Sarasota. Let's go out to Newport Beach and speak with Garo. Garo, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning?
Very good. Thank you, sir. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for asking. And I know you want to speak about or take a look at triple or quadruple C out there. And that is ticker symbol C4 Therapeutics, trading right now at about 996. Tell me what you're doing and how I can best help you. And I'm going to get over to your charts as you start to describe what you're looking at so that folks can follow along as well. Go right ahead, Garo.
Yes, sir. If you remember, regarding this, I called you on March the 7th, and
yes.
At that time it was not ready to be shorted. On March the 8th, I shorted that when the candle hit the bottom dot and the dot went high. I shorted that at $11 on March the 8th, and still I have it. And today it went all the way down on the daily chart, I'm talking. It went to 21 days, and then it stopped there. Now, if I look at on 240 minutes, the major support is on 50-day simple moving average. It's $9. My question is that, will that get there to $9, or is it going to go lower than that?
So that's a great question. I would say it's going to get to $8.88. So that's close enough to $9. Now, the reason that I would suggest that, and again, it's Garo's charts that I have on his screen out here. When he speaks about the dots, he's referring to the parabolic SAR program out there, and you can see the dots on my screen as well. And here on the daily time frame chart is the one that's on the left. I've changed the 240-minute chart on the for the chart on the right. So what we can also see out here, Garo, is on the daily time frame, it has a bearish structured profile. We've taken out the prior lows of that. Typically, when you close below the center of a bearish structured profile, it gives the sellers the energy to be able to push price back to the next level of support. Now, you've identified the 21 simple day moving average as an area of support. That's at 970. So I would say it like this. If you see it close below 970, 888 is next up. That would be the bottom of its daily profile out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at this chart. Any questions about that?
No, sir. I can see that. I don't have that 880, but I have that 850, which is the high of the January the 10th.
Okay. Let me do this here also. I'm just trying to get the profiles out here for the 240-minute time frame chart. So that's the right-hand portion of the screen out there. And there you were saying you were watching the 50-day moving average? Because I have the 50-day on a 240-minute time frame chart at $10.69.
On a 50-day simple moving average, it is $9 on a 240-minute.
240. Wow. Boy, we have really different data out there. Don't know why. But here's what I can share with you about the 240-minute time frame chart. And you can see this is on the right-hand side, Garo. And that is that price right now is trading below support, which is the bottom of its profile, $10.24. So I would say this candle here is going to close at 12 noon. So in about 35 minutes, this is going to close. And if it closes below 1024, it's telling us that price should continue to move lower. So you got to watch that 970 area. That's at the daily 21 simple day moving average. And you get it close below that, then I think it suggests that we head to 888. I'm going to take a quick peek here, and I'm going to pull over a 30-minute time frame chart, pull that over from my other system, just to see if there's any other signals here that you want to be aware of from a short-term standpoint. And the only thing that I see here, Garo, is that over the course of the next couple of hours, so right now it's trying to form bar number 8, but that bar number 8 is not the is not the low of the pattern so far. So if between now 11:25, that's 8, and 12:30, you see a spike below 979, this could be setting up at least a short-term bottoming signal that you would see some rally. Now, I don't have that signal just yet, but trying to give you something to watch out for as a possibility. But overall, I would have to say that this is likely headed to the 888, your $9 level out there.
Right. Excellent. Very, very good. That was very good, comprehensive, excellent explanation. Mr. Steve, if in case if you have any time, if you look at the NOVA, NOVA, I want to know when is going to be the bottom. I shorted that at $7 on March the 5th, and I'm waiting to see that where this is going to stop. So if you have the time, please explain that. Thank you so much we love you. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir.
You too,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding so long. Much appreciated. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing quite well, Stephen. Yourself?
Excellent. Thanks so much for asking. So Tesla's not feeling the love this morning, and you're calling about Tesla. Tell me what you're looking at and how I can best help you.
Well, I'm looking at this potentially. I'm looking at lower price to try to get in, and I'll tell you what I'm looking at, and coming up with that potentially.
Okay.
I think it probably shows it best on the weekly, at least it does for me.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at, if you go back to, it's a little weird on my chart. It's right on the line. So I think it was either the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023, there's a low. And then if you can kind of see a predefined AB equals CD up to a high in July.
Yes.
And from that high, we've had a series of lower highs and lower lows. And then this last low, not the one we're having right now, but the one previous to that is now being broken, that swing point.
Correct.
And I've just counted kind of the weeks in general are about 5 to 6 weeks on each one of those down moves to the low.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just thinking that could play out. And if that is it looks like it's formed an AB equals CD, another one to the downside now.
It has.
And if that were to complete, it would be down around that area of strength back in January of 2023. So maybe in the 120 area. I just want to see what you have with your work.
Sure. So if we take a look at the smaller A to B equals CD pattern, the one I'm referring to, Brent, is the one that began on July 21st. That was also a TD9 count top. And that takes us down to a low, so I would use a swing point from the low of November 3rd. And then we rally up into a high into December 29th, and then we move lower. We've now, the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, on that exact A to B equals CD pattern is 159.91. The low so far of the day is 162.88. So it is in the process of completing at least the initial price projection level. It's a little bit stronger on a move down than it was on the A to B area, but not by a substantial amount. What price is also doing, because I had mentioned to you, Brent, that I start this small new A to B equals CD at this TD9 top. Well, if we take a look at where price has gotten back to, it's at TD9 count breakout level. So price is testing an area of support right now at 164.35. My eyes then slide over and see another weekly swing point for us to consider, and that's from the week of April the 28th. And that's April 28th of 2023. And that has volume there, Brent, of 664 million shares. We have a day and a half of trading. This has only done 333 million shares on a weekly basis. So price is pulling back on lighter volume. What's that mean? It means watch to see if price closes tomorrow above 165.65. If it does, you have a swing point that's been tested and rejected on lighter volume. Doesn't mean it's a bottom, but does mean, something to think about. If you did get a close below that low, that's the low from April 28th, which was also a bullish hammer candle out there, and that low is 152.37, then my eyes would say, okay, we need to start looking at that swing from the early part of January, as you identified, and that would be down in the 101.81 to 118.80 area. So that's the weekly time frame chart. Before I switch over to a daily or a monthly out there, any questions about the weekly chart that we took a look at?
No, I like that. It shows a pretty defined move that you're talking about. Yeah, maybe if you go on the daily and you can put together that AB equals CD that I mentioned to see what that projection would be.
So you on that one, you wanted to start at what date? Approximately what date? Just to.
I would be going back to the last lower.
Would you go
high.
all the way back to July of 2023, or further back? Okay.
Yeah, let me go back to my chart here just a second.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because that, in essence, if you're just going.
No, I'm taking the one that's like at the end of, it's like December of 2023. And then coming down to this low just there in January. I don't know if that's enough of a retracement. I think it is, but you can look at that and see. So then the retracement would be going back
you're looking.
to the high would be back in February.
Got it. Okay, so let me do this, Brent. I'm going to change screens because it's easier to draw the actual A to B equals CD pattern. And I just want to make sure that I'm getting the correct information, and we'll draw that in for you. And I believe that I have it. So I'm going to go ahead and expand out just the daily time frame. I'm going to get rid of the A to B equals CD pattern that's out there. And now what, Brent, I believe you're asking me to do, and is perfectly fine, is to start with this swing point from December 28th, 2023. Is that correct?
That should be it, yeah.
Okay, so that'd be our A point. Then, folks, our B point, that's pretty easy to identify. That's going to be the swing point candle from February 5th. And then the high came in. Let me just see where that exact high is, 205.60. Yeah, so it looks like that high was on the trading session of February 27th. So that retracement is about a 34% retracement, Brent. And I'll say, okay, that's enough. That's close enough, 2.382, to consider this an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So let's look at the volume metrics. This is the daily time frame, folks, that we're looking at. And the swing point low on February 5th did volume of 134 million shares. When this was passed, it was yesterday when it was closed below, was with 106 million shares. Today, so far, this has done 57 million. So today's got the volume in it. Yesterday didn't. But that one-to-one price projection area, that would get you down to 115.48. I would say if this was the A to B equals CD pattern that's underway, and there's multiple A to B equals CD patterns here, that this would likely do more than a one-to-one move. And the reason is because of that B to C retracement that's only 34% out there. So the areas to consider, 115.48, 90.97, and 59.79, not to the penny, but so that you have the basic ballpark areas of that A to B equals CD pattern that you had mentioned. Any questions about this chart? Then I'll switch back over to the white background charts, see if there's anything else there for you to pay attention to.
No, I think that's it, and I like that you laid out. I'll be watching that area that you identified as a place on the weekly as area of support. If that holds, then that's something to be watching. If that's surpassed, then that when I'm looking at might come to play.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've got this actually in wave number 7 today too. So that's another potential bottoming signal out there. Of course, you need a higher low in order to confirm that pattern. The monthly time frame chart would be the last time frame for Tesla for us to help you identify support. And that is because right now it's pulling back into its bullish structured buy zone. And Brett, that's between 144.38 and basically where we're trading right now at the 165.67 level. So I think in Tesla's case out here, watch what we've taken a look at. Watch that weekly swing point. Of course, if we're going to get a bottom here, we should see something on the daily time frame, right? So although we've got a wave number 7, what we want to start seeing is the higher highs and lower and higher lows out there. And that's obviously a pattern that's not present at the moment. So Brent, I hope that provided you with everything that you're looking for.
It certainly did, Steve. I'm going to be watching those areas that, again, you identified. And if that were to break, then I'm thinking more along the lines of what I was looking at. So I appreciate it so much. Just have a great day and a great weekend, too, with your family.
Thank you. Thanks, Brent. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Folks, when we come back, we're going out to Denver. We're going to speak with Ron. We're going to take a look at the soybean trade out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a trip out to Denver and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning? Uh-oh. Do we have Ron? We might have lost Ron. No Ron. I tell you what, we will go out to Robert in Kansas City. Robert, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning? Well, this is a problem. Is Stevie lost? Hi, Robert. How are you?
Great, Steve. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure, as always. So the real estate sector is something that you're interested in, the XLRE. Tell the folks what you're doing, how I can best help you.
Yeah. Would you be so kind to look at that like on a weekly? So on a weekly basis, I'm looking at this and thinking, oh, well, it's up there testing prior resistance. If it breaks through that would bode well for going higher, and that just kind of based on what my eye sees. But then if I go look at it over on a daily basis, it looks like it's rolling over. So based on that, can you kind of put your eye on it and let me know your thoughts on the instrument?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at the daily, weekly, and the monthly timeframes to begin with out here. And so on the daily timeframe, you're right, it is rolling over. And the reason that it's rolling over is about 4 days ago. It was on the trading day of March the 11th. This went ahead and confirmed a TD9 count top pattern. It's also was trading with inside a bearish structured profile. 2 days ago, yesterday, price closed below the bottom of that, or the center of that bearish structured profile. When I was on the phone with Garo, if you happen to be listening, typically when you close below the center of a bearish structured profile, sellers are able to push price all the way down to support, and that would be the bottom. The opposite would be true on a bullish structured profile. Buyers would be able to push things up to test resistance. Well, profile support on the daily time frame, Robert, is at 38.78. So you're nearing a potential support area out here if the XLRE is going to remain bullish out here. If it closes below 38.78, your next area of support will be 38.07. If 38.07 were to fail, and that's the TD9 count breakout level, then you'd be looking at a move all the way back to that hammer candle from February 13th. That went ahead and also created an A to B equals CD to the upside. It confirmed a sell to D point at the same time that it was confirming a TD9 count top. That's a daily time frame. So you're back towards a potential area of support. On a weekly time frame, which is what you had asked me to take a look at, here we can see that this is also inside a bearish structured weekly profile. And price is trading below the center level at 39.38. However, and this is a big however, and this is a number for you to watch and observe certainly tomorrow, and that's going to be that green oscillator and change line, which has been acting as support for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 weeks, or at least 4 of the last 5 weeks out there. Today, that is also being tested, or this week it's being tested, it being 38.88. Now, they may go up by a penny or down by a penny or two out there, but that's your key area of support. If price were to close below that, and let's just use that 38.78 since that's the bottom of the daily profile, that would then tell us that we should expect and anticipate a price move down to 38.07. Any questions about either the daily or the weekly information that I provided, or why, or just to unconfuse anything that I might have said to you, Robert?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. And on a monthly basis, to finish off just kind of the bigger picture, what you have is a consolidation with inside its profiles. And that runs from support at 35.91 to resistance up at 39.85. The last piece of information I can try to provide for us is take a look at an intraday chart. And for that, we'll look at a 30-minute time frame. And on a 30-minute time frame, I don't see any kind of a bottoming signal here. So it does look like to me that the XLRE should continue to move lower, with that 38.78 being that target level. Whether price is going to hold that or not, I don't know. I can share with you that when this thing moved to the upside, what it's trading into, which is March 1st, it was moving higher with about 9.6 million shares. So far today, this has done about 3 million shares. So it's pulling back with about, could be 8-9 million shares by day's end out there. So Robert, is there anything else that I can share with you?
No. So what I heard you say, on a daily basis, it looks bearish, assuming it crosses that 38.78. On a weekly basis, it looks bearish. And then on a monthly basis, it looks bearish as well.
I would say on a weekly basis, consolidating. On a monthly basis, consolidating. I don't have any kind of a topping pattern on the weekly time frame to consider it bearish, but it is consolidating. It's a wide consolidation range, but right now it's testing that support level out there. Yes, if it closed below 38.78, it would generate what would be called a bearish profile change in trend signal, and then our next downside target would be 38.07. So I think you got that right. I just want to make sure that I did not say it was bearish on the weekly or the monthly, just that it's consolidating between profile levels.
But it's okay. Let me rephrase that. It's at the top of the range of its consolidation range on the weekly and the monthly, and so it would be a great place maybe to take a short.
You're correct on that. You're correct on that. I wouldn't take the short now because price is at the support area that we don't know if it's going to hold or not.
Right.
Okay.
And see if it breaks 38.78.
Correct.
Okay. That is helpful. Thank you so much.
Perfect. You bet. Thanks to be of help. That was Robert in Kansas City. I believe we have Ron back on the phone. Let's try that again. Ron, are you there?
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Excellent.
I was wondering if you could comment about soybeans and the near term, and also I think the equity substitute SOYB. I bought 5 calls at 24 and 25 expire tomorrow, but they've doubled. But I'm thinking I'm going to roll over into the Aprils. But I just wondered what your thoughts were on soybeans and then this SOYB itself.
Sure. Take your money. Take your money right now. Let me explain why. So we got the SOY. We have the soybean future contracts that are the underlying instrument for SOYB. Ron, they happen to be May 2024's future contract, July 2024, and November of 2024. They're all about a third, but it's not equally a third as far as the value inside the SOYB ETF out there. Now, why did I say take your money right now? I said that because if we look at the May contract, I'll just simply expand out the daily time frame so we're all looking at the same thing. What we should see here momentarily is that a TD9 count pattern is going to complete today. And it's completing at the 1204.25 level. 1204.25 is its TD9 count breakdown resistance area. So price actually got up to the bottom of the daily profile, which was 1217.63. It got to 1217.50. So resistance has held. This is going to retrace. Now, where's it going to retrace back to? I'm not certain about that. 1157 on the May contract is one number to consider. If I look at the July contract for soybeans out here, July contract for soybeans also completing a TD9 count top pattern today. It's also found resistance at the top of its daily profile. So that's another reason. Where's this going to pull back to? I would say 1192, 1197 area out there. If we take a look at the November 2024 contract, TD9 count pattern completed yesterday. It looked really good up until about 10:15. And when I see really good, price was trading above the top of this TD9 count pattern, looked like it was going to negate it, and that would have suggested that price wanted to move to 1262. The day is not over out here, but this is suggesting, as I take a look at this, that this wants to pull back as well. So on an option trade, you're at the top right now. And not that things can't bust through it, but we are beginning to see a bit of a sell-off here. We've got those patterns. I say take the money. You're welcome to hold on through this break here. It's going to be a short one.
I'll go ahead and sell, and I appreciate your time.
You bet.
And I know everybody else on the line. I don't want to take up your time. I appreciate your comments.
Thanks, Ron. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much for calling back. You bet.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of Basil's educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. I'm going to try to squeeze in quite a few here. The first one is for Hector and Patty. Their question is, where's the wall on the U.S. dollars rally? It's right here, right now. It's at the 103.03 level. That's the bottom of its weekly profile. The top of the daily is at 102.90. It closed above 103.03. It says the U.S. dollar index has got more to go to the upside. That would likely take gold back to the 21.09 area. We're going to switch our panels again. We're going to go to the white background chart. We're going to take a look at LNG. LNG, this is for Alton. If we take a look at LNGs, again, it's just going to be quick here. What I see is a consolidation with inside its daily profile. Your support area is at 153.89. Your first battle is at 157.57. It's fought that battle last 3 days, and it has failed. And then the next battle will be at 162.48 if price can close above 157.57 out there. The next request was to take a look at SPRO. As we pull up those charts out here, I see that this has negated it's trying to negate a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but if it closes back below the high from March 8th, and that high out there is 177, we're at 175 right now, that pattern will remain in effect. But watch to see if price closes below the center, the oscillator and change out at $1.71. In essence, if we get a close above that high from March 8th out there, 177, this thing is in all-out bullish mode on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame says be careful. 186 is TD9 count breakdown resistance. We can see that level was tested and rejected. A close above 186 says that we're going to head higher. That is ticker symbol SPRO. Let's go take a look at Nova, N-O-V-A. Nova right now is forming and the question here was, where is the bottom from Garo? Garo, today is going to become bar number 9 of a TD9 count. That says that we should see at least a short-term bottom form today or tomorrow out there. The weekly time frame chart says, I don't know what you guys are talking about. The monthly is in wave number 7. That's letter G. So your question was, when is there a bottom? I also see an A to B equals CD to the downside. So if you did see a bullish reversal candle, that would confirm a buy the D point pattern. But the TD9s are in play for Nova. If we take a look at ticker symbol URA, this is for Lee. Lee, this is consolidated with inside its daily profile. Found support today at that bottom, which is 27.10. Your resistance area is at 28.69 out here. Sorry that's all I was able to do on those instruments out here, but thank you so much for all the calls. Really made my Thursday. Let's try to make it a great Friday as well. But you have a terrific Thursday, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Be safe out there, folks.